Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Christine with Powder Crafts, and today is day 9 of the 13 days of Halloween cards. Today's card video is going to be a lot longer because today for day 9 we're making an interactive card. We're making a pop and twist card. I've made a couple already as I have tried to film this video a few times but having some technical difficulties, so it's also why there's been a long delay between videos. So for the cardstock you're going to need today, we have our card base. This is Recollections 110 pound black cardstock. It is cut to 4 1/4 by 11, and I've got it scored here at 5 1/2, so it's just a regular size card, A2 size card. This sheet was an 8 1/2 by 11, but I cut off a 1/4 inch. So now it is 8 1/2 by 10 3/4. So you're gonna need one of those. And then we need a little strip here for our little part that pop and twist up. So this one is made with a 3 inch by 11 inch strip. I thought it was kind of big because this part just really sticks out. And then I tried shortening it a little bit, and that didn't really help, so I shortened it. So this is 2 1/2 by 10. So first thing we're going to do is get some scoring out of the way. So let's take this one here. This will be the easiest. Now, this is lighter weight cardstock. I think it's about 60 pounds, so we're gonna have to be really careful when we score it. Don't press too hard if you're using one of these boards. I have a tendency to at least rip mine. Okay, so we are going to score at 2 1/2, 5, and 7 1/2. So we are going to have 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 squares when we end up folding this. Now I'm just going to put this aside for now. Now for our insert piece here, we have the 8 1/2 by 10 3/4. So on the 8 1/2 side, we are going to score this. And this I do need to look at the notes for. We need to score this at 2 1/4. Oh, see, I ripped it there. 4 1/4. And 6 1/4. Then on the 10 3/4 side, we need to score this at 3 7/8. So in case you're concerned about the 7/8, there's these little notches between the 3 and the 4, and you're just going to count, there's 8 of them. So you're going to count 7 in, and that's where you're going to score. Otherwise, it's also known as the notch before, like the 4. So 3 7/8 is right here. And if you were using a, maybe you wanted to use your trimmer and you wanted to just, score this like this, you would just count the areas here. They're on your trimmer as well. I'm not sure if I'm in camera there, but so you just count 7 over. Then we're going to score this at 5 3/8, and then again at 6 7/8. Now these score lines are not going to work perfectly because I've made this piece smaller, but it won't matter. So for this piece, we do not need the 4 corners. So we're just going to cut those right off. If you want, you can put this in your trimmer and you can trim these down. I'm using black cardstock for my card base, so this gray is not really going to show up very well. So, and the gray cardstock's going to be covered with some pattern paper. So it doesn't matter to me 100%. Like, I want to try to cut them as straight as I can, but it's not perfect. I am not going to lose sleep over it. Okay. Now, because I've modified the size of this piece by shortening it, I'm going to need to actually shorten these little ends here. So I'm just going to kind of just grab a pencil real quick and just make some little marks where this is probably going to be. And you don't necessarily have to do that this way. I'm sure maybe there's some measurements somewhere where this is not something you need to modify after you score, but and these flaps are going to be hidden by this, so they don't have to be perfect. Now, I will probably just come in and then just angle them a little bit. And again, I'm doing way more cutting on this than you probably need to. But anyway. All right. So now that we have this piece, we need to fold it. Because if you know, you're going to fold it this is in half. And this is going to fit in here. And then of course you get your little pop-up pieces. So that's going to fit in there. But we need this to be able to twist. So what we need to do is you're going to find your center, which is here. So I've got my vertical line and I have my horizontal line, and then here is the middle. So I'm going to kind of hold my pencil right here so that I don't lose that middle, and I want to bring this horizontal line and I want to have it up along this vertical line. So we're going to take this and I'm going to fold this over. And then once I think I have at least where that center is, I can take the pencil out so I can use my other hand if I need to just make sure that this looks like it's all one line. And then I'm just going to just use my fingers and fold right here. And I'm not using my bone folder yet because if I need to change that the slightest bit, I don't want the crease from the bone folder because it won't bend the way you want it to. So now that we have that part done, we're going to do the same thing but to the other side. So again, just taking my pencil on this to keep, that way I hold the middle. I'm going to bring this part over, and you'll see like I'm kind of pinching that middle right here with my finger. And then I'm going to line this line up with that line. So it looks like it's kind of all one line. And again, I'm just going to use my finger, kind of bend that paper down and fold it over. And here we have our fold lines, and like all of the lines should meet at the same point, which they do. So these parts I just kind of fold a little bit so that it kind of does this sort of thing. And we're gonna fold this down. Now I want to look at my edges. Are they even? This side looks good. This side looks good. It looks good all around. So now that I know that everything looks good on all sides, now I'm going to come in, oops, sorry about that, and we're going to use our bone folder and we're going to give this a really good crease. And if you don't have a bone folder, you could use even just like, you know, like the side of a pen, you could get right in there, or a pencil, or a marker, like, you know, sometimes you could, here's a marker, like you can take the end of a marker and like really kind of get into there. So this is what our inside piece is going to look like. So now we're going to decorate these two panels. So we're just going to look into my pattern paper. And let's see what we have available. I feel like I'm running out of paper. I want to have, well, I would prefer to have 2 of the same pattern. It doesn't look like I have anything, like, I'm not going to use these today because it just takes a little bit longer to line it so that the paper is going in the direction you want it to. So if you want to do that, you absolutely can. It just takes a little bit longer. We're going to use these orange pieces. So, like, and what I mean by that is when I made this one and I have the candy corn in here, you just have to make sure, like, you measure, like, when you cut the panel down, that the candy corn is going in the right way. And there might be easier ways for cutting those out, maybe for people who are really, you know, good at measuring and cutting, but I'm going to show you a different way that doesn't involve any measuring. Okay, so I've got these 2 pieces of orange. We're going to use the orange tie cardstock. They're going to fit in here, and it's not going to matter what way I cut it because the shape is going to always be the same. So for this one, I'm just kind of cheating, and I'm going to put the corner because, again, the pattern can go in any direction. So I know I kind of want it to be here. So now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going, and this, for some people, this might be a waste of paper. So this is like, if you really want to, like, go an easy way about it, this is one way. I'll show you the other way. So this is what we're going to do for this one. Let me just grab a trimmer. And I got to make sure I can find the lines again. Okay, here's, where are they? Okay, here's one line. Sorry if my head gets in there, but I really am having a hard time seeing this line. I should have, okay. Used a darker pen. I think that's right. Where is it on this side? There it is. Okay. Now I'm gonna just trim a little bit off the bottom here because I don't think I need all of that. Okay. So now this piece should just go right in here. I think I may need to trim the edges, yeah, a little bit more. And then again, we're going to trim just a little bit off these edges. And you want to do both sides. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. So we're going to use some tape runner because that is my favorite adhesive to use. I find that liquid glue kind of warps my paper a little bit, and I don't like that. Unless there's some glue out there. I know there's some really great glues that people are using liquid glue, like I think it's the Gina K glue, and Nuvo I think has one out that people are really excited about. But I haven't tried those, but the ones I've tried are eh. Okay, so we have this side done. So that's, you know, kind of really doing it what I would consider the lazy way, but some people might consider this kind of wasting paper. I don't mind using corners, so I'm gonna just put that back in my box. And let me show you the other way. So the other way is to have this completely closed down. And then we can come over here. And I know that I want to trim like right, I think right here would be good. And then I'm going to flip this over, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be adding some dark, or hopefully darker pencil lines where that needs to be cut. So there's my trimmer. First we're going to take off this area. Line that up. And this might be a better scrap for some people. That's why this is, you know, maybe a better way if you don't like having triangular scraps. Then here. And sometimes this, like, both these measurements aren't perfect, but you can at least start to get an idea. And see, like, I've got it good everywhere but below, so I want to just take off a little bit more. And then, voila, that's going to go right in there. So let me go ahead and let's adhere this in there. And if you were using even a darker cardstock, like if you were using like some pattern paper that matched your background better, you could probably be even less picky about how perfect it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So here's our little panel that goes on the inside of our card. Okay, so now we're going to decorate this panel here. So this panel is 2.5 by 2.5. So I'm going to just cut down some cardstock. Let's see. Wondering if I want some busy patterns or not busy pattern. I think we'll use maybe just the blue. That way we can put some stickers on the inside and they won't, you know, on these just like the other ones, and they won't get lost. So I want to cut this down. So I'm going to grab my trimmer, and let's see, they're about 2.5 by 2.5. So I'm going to go like, I think we're going to go like 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. And then 2 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see how well. Make sure these fit in there okay. I'm wondering, I think because they're so close together, I'm gonna probably go and do 2 1/4 and 2 1/4 to give it a little bit more of a border. So 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Yeah. Just because they're so close together. So let's we're gonna go 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then we'll just cut this one again, 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/4. Are you tired of hearing me say 2 1/4? Okay, now those are all done. So we can go ahead and adhere these. Oh, you know what? We probably need to fold this. So the way we're going to fold this is just your, you know, mountain valley type fold. I'm not using a bone folder. You don't really have to. then we want to decorate on the W side. Now, if you didn't do this first and you decorate it, like say on this side, you just kind of, just change up where your folds are. It's fine. I've done it before. Okay, so again, we're going to decorate here on this side, and let's go ahead and adhere these to each of these panels. And there you have it. Okay. So I've got my pattern paper down. You could leave it like this because you could use like a lot of like different pattern paper. You could add, some busier things, some not so busy things. Let me see what I have left for some stickers in here. Okay. I've only got the other cards. I used all these little trick-or-treaters, but I only have 3 of them. So I think we're going to use 2 trick-or-treaters, then we're going to use a couple of these bigger pumpkins, maybe like this one with a candy in it. So let's go ahead and let's put, all right, maybe we won't use Dracula because his face blends into the paper. We'll do like the little pirate kid here. Let's take this little piece out from his pumpkin and pop that other little piece out where his shirt is. Okay, go ahead. We're gonna pop him up here. Then we're gonna use this pumpkin filled with candy. And again, I'm gonna just take out some of these inside pieces that come out. Go ahead and put that there, and then we'll grab our little skeleton. Oh, let's take out that piece. There we go. And let's see, I don't have another pumpkin filled with candy, so I guess this time we'll just use a regular smiling pumpkin. Oops. Let's take that little piece out. There we go. Then we'll add a star and another star. There's all these little star stickers, so I'll add a few of those to, that one was too big. Oh, you know what? I have these mini icon ones too, so there's a couple little stars in here. Because these little guys are just a little, like the little trick-or-treaters are just a little bit taller than our pumpkins. Okay, I think that's good. So now we are going to start adhering this together. Oh wait, no, before we adhere it together, I want to do my front card, because once this stuff's all in there, that's not going to be as easy to do. So because I already have it cut out, not that one, I'm going to use one of these for our base, just to, because I already have it cut. Go ahead and put this on. And then we will add this. Well, let's see if I have a different sticker. The oranges seem to come in. I got like all these sticker things, so I want to make sure I use them. Ooh, here we go. How about this one? So much candor. All right. Easy peasy when you have stickers. You don't really have to do a whole lot, and we're not going to. Okay, because now we're going to put this piece in this piece. So this is what we need to do. We need to put adhesive on one side, and I'm going to get this positioned. You want to make sure like the point is up towards the top, but not over your score line, because you want to be able to close your card. So then once I kind of have that where I want it, I'm kind of opening it to make sure I'm lining it as straight as I can around my cardstock, so it's sort of centered as best as I can. And I'm going to go ahead and put that side down. Now for this side, we're going to add adhesive to this side. And then this is, we're going to kind of bring this down. Like this part's like, I'm not going to just lay this on there and then just, call it a day. I'm going to make sure to kind of lay it on, but don't press down. We're going to pick it back up because I want to be able to make sure that it's sort of centered as well. And then when I kind of have it where I want, then I'm going to close it down again and press down. And there we go. Now to adhere our pop and twist portion. So this is how it should, you want it to be. So we're going to close it. And then you're going to take it. So this part is open here. We're going to just kind of put that there. And we're going to add adhesive to just this half. So I'm going to just take my ATG and add a lot of adhesive to this part. So then we're going to kind of center this here and kind of watch where this is going to close onto that, and we're going to pick it up. Now we're going to flip this the other way, and we're going to kind of do the same thing but on the other side. So we're going to do tape over here. Now this is going to be a little bit trickier because you can't just lay that down. So you're just going to kind of like go to like fold your card and then go ahead and press that down. And then we should pop and twist. And there you are. And I definitely like this a little bit shorter because it's not so high up that you can't see all your little pieces. So that is it. There is our Halloween pop and twist card. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Sorry for the length of this video, but I thought for those that have not made pop and twist cards that they might want a little bit more instruction on how to do that interactive part. So if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like this and you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But until next time, bye.